Hello friends, today we will try to understand the direct influence in aromatic electrophilic substitution. The learning objectives of these particular lectures will be the learning objective of this particular lecture would be to understand the effect of substitution on the reactivity, means what happens to the reactivity of the benzene ring when you put one substituent instead of hydrogen. And the second aspect is the direct influence, where will the second incoming electrophile go. So we will try to understand what are activating and deactivating groups, and we will try to also understand what are orthopara and meta-directing groups. So all these three topics will be covered in the today's video lecture. These direct to influence of the different groups like CH3, OH, NO2 and Cl will be covered in the next video lecture. So we all know that all the 6 hydrogens in the benzene rings, they are equivalent. Now when you substitute it, when you subject it to aromatic electrophilic substitution, you will get only one product, that is a monosubstituted benzene. Why you get one product? Because all the 6 hydrogens are equivalent. But here in monosubstituted benzene, all the 5 hydrogens, they are not equivalent. Why they are not equivalent? Because they are now divided into different sets. Like if you start numbering from this X can be any electrophile. So you can label it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. It means that position 2 and 6 are equivalent, position 3 and 5 are equivalent, and position 4 is independent. So when you put one substituent in the benzene ring, you are going to classify it into three sets of hydrogen. What are those? Ortho, meta and para. So accordingly, when you subject this monosubstituted benzene for substitution reaction, there can be the substitution can occur either at ortho or at meta or at para. And in some cases, the substitution can take place at the same carbon where you have a substituent, means replacing a substituent by some other reagent. That kind of substitution is called as ipso substitution. So what has happened in actual practice? What has happened that when a monosubstituted benzene is subjected to the electrophilic substitution, it is expected that as there are 2 ortho, 2 meta and 1 para, so by means of probability one can easily predict that 40% should be ortho, 40% should be meta and 20% should be para. But in actual practice, you either get a mixture of ortho and para or you get meta as a major product. Now we'll try to understand we'll try to answer two different questions. What are those questions? The questions are whether the monosubstituted benzene is more reactive or less reactive than the benzene ring. Means this monosubstituted benzene ring is more reactive than benzene or it is less reactive than benzene. If it is more reactive, means this substituent has increased the reactivity. If this is less reactive, means this substituent E has decreased the reactivity of the benzene ring. And means we are trying to explain what are activating and deactivating groups. And the second question is where will the second incoming electrophile go? Whether it will go to orthopara or meta. So you are going to understand the concept of orthopara or meta directing group. So if you want to define a direct influence, then you can define like this: the ability of a substituent present in the benzene ring to direct the position of incoming group is called as direct influence. So it is the group which is which is already present on the benzene ring will direct the second incoming electrophile onto the ring. So it is up to the electrophile or it is up to the substituent which is already present to direct the incoming electrophile at either to the orthopara or to the meta position. Now we'll try to understand activating and deactivating group. In order to understand what are activating and deactivating group, you have to consider these three examples. We have seen the nitration of benzene. That nitration of benzene can take place in presence of HNO3 and H2SO4 at 55 to 65 degrees centigrade. So what will happen? You will get nitrobenzene as a product. So this is a usual nitration of a benzene. What is the temperature required? It is 55 to 65 degrees centigrade. Now the interesting part is when you replace this H by NO2 group and you subject it to the same nitration, then you will require higher temperature than 55 to 65, means you will require around 95 to 105 degrees centigrade, and then only you will get the nitration, and the product would be the metanitrobenzene. Major product would be metanitrobenzene. You will get ortho and para in minor amounts, so 6% ortho and 1% para. Now the third example is, if you replace this H by CH3 group and if you subject it to the nitration, then the nitration can take place at room temperature, and you will get a mixture of ortho and para as a major product. You get 59% ortho, 37% para, and 1% meta product. So what one can observe from this, the important observation that one can take out from these three reactions is, benzene is more reactive than nitrobenzene because nitrobenzene requires higher temperature, and toluene is less reactive. Toluene is more reactive than benzene because toluene reacts at a lower temperature, that is room temperature, as compared to the benzene. It means that the presence of NO2 group has decreased the reactivity of the benzene ring, and presence of CH3 group has increased the reactivity of the benzene ring. So one can say that NO2 group deactivates the benzene ring and CH3 group activates the benzene ring. So what is the important conclusion that we can draw from these three reactions? The group already present on the ring determines the position of the new group that will take, and whether the reaction will be slower or faster than with the benzene. So these are the important points that one can keep in mind. Moving forward, we'll try to understand what are activating and deactivating group. So as I mentioned that in case of toluene, the reaction takes place at room temperature, whereas in benzene it requires 55 to 65 degrees centigrade. It means that the group which increase the reactivity of the benzene ring towards further electrophilic substitution is called as activating group. Now, how do the activating groups increase the reactivity? You know that in aromatic electrophilic substitution, benzene nucleus acts as a nucleophilic center. So anything that increases the nucleophilicity of the benzene ring will increase the reactivity of the benzene ring. So activating groups, what do? They give its electron density to the benzene ring. They can give electron density by any of the electron displacement effect like inductive effect, resonance effect, or hyperconjugation. And what has happened because of this? Because of this, the stability of the uranium ion increases and the reactivity of the benzene ring increases. Now, which groups are activating groups? All orthopara directing groups except halogen, because halogens are also orthopara directing. We'll see it in more detail as we proceed further. All orthopara directing group except halogens are activating group. Now, what are the examples of? You can classify the different activating groups in two categories: that group that contain unshared pair of electron on the atom connected to the ring. So the periodic table, you have carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, and fluorine. So the elements on right of the carbon, they are having one or more lone pair. Say oxygen, nitrogen, and halogen, they have lone pair. So that lone pair can take part in resonance and can increase the reactivity of the electron density on the benzene ring. So what happens? So say you have an O- group attached to the benzene ring. You have an OH group attached to the benzene ring. You have got OCOR group attached to the benzene ring, and you have got SR group. SR group is very similar to the OR group. And the second class of the group is nitrogen containing group like NH2, NHR, and NR2, NHCOCH3, and these are some of the groups which contains in which the atoms which is connected to the benzene ring possesses one or more unshared pair of electron or lone pair of electron. There are other types of the group that lack unshared pair of electron, but they can be activating group because of hyperconjugation mechanism. So some groups like alkyl or aryl group, all alkyl groups like methyl, ethyl, and all other alkyl group, then aryl group, then substituted alkyl group like CH2Cl and CH2OH, they are all activating groups. Now we'll try to understand what are deactivating group. The name itself indicates deactivating. So the group which decrease the reactivity of the benzene ring towards further electrophilic substitution, they are called as deactivating group. And what do this deactivating group do? They do exactly opposite of what has been done by the activating group. So deactivating group withdraws electron density from the benzene ring either by any of the electronic displacement effect. That includes inductive effect, resonance effect, and hyperconjugation. So all meta-directing groups and the halogens are deactivating. Halogens are orthopara-directing but are deactivating groups. So again, you can have the examples which can be categorized likewise. The group that lack unshared pair of electron on the atom connected to the benzene ring, that are Nr3 positive, which lack unshared pair of electron or lone pair of electron. NO2, where the nitrogen lacks lone pair of electron. CF3, Cn, SO3H, CHO, COR, COOH, COOR, CONH2. All these are the groups wherein the benzene ring is connected to the carbon, which in turn is connected to C double bond, like aldehyde, ketone, carboxylic acid, ester, and amide. All these groups have C double bond O functionality. And the groups like CCl3, where the benzene ring is connected to the carbon, which in turn is connected to 3 strongly electron withdrawing chlorine halogen atom, like say chlorine in this case. Apart from these, all the 4 halogens, they are deactivating because they exert a strong inductive effect, electron withdrawing inductive effect. Also, there are the groups with a positive charge on the atom which is directly connected to the ring, like Sr positive, Pr3 positive, NH3 positive. These are the groups which are having the positive charge on the atom which is bonded to the benzene ring. Now this is all about the effect of substituent, whether it activates or deactivates the ring. Now the next part is understanding the directive influence. Means there are 2 types of groups, orthopara and meta-directing groups. The groups which directs the incoming electrophile to ortho or para position, they are called as orthopara-directing group. So all activating groups and the halogens are orthopara-directing groups. These groups increase the electron density at the ortho and para position and directs the incoming electrophile to the ortho and para position. In this sort of group, except alkyl group, the key atom have a negative charge on a lone pair of electron. The examples are O minus, Nr2 minus. These are the examples we have seen in case of activating groups. All the groups which are activating and the halogens, they are orthopara-directing group. Okay, remind you that halogens are orthopara-directing but are deactivating groups. Moving forward, we'll try to understand what are meta-directing group. The name itself indicates meta-directing. The group which directs the incoming electrophile to the meta position of the benzene ring is called meta-directing group. All deactivating group except halogens are meta-directing group. What do these groups do? These groups decrease the electron density at ortho and para position. The electron density at the meta position is unchanged. So there occurs a decrease in the electron density at ortho and para, and meta position is unchanged. So what will happen because of this? The meta position will be more electron rich as compared to the ortho and para position. So the incoming electrophile will be directed to the meta position. And all deactivating groups except halogens are meta-directing group. These are the groups which we have already seen earlier. So in a nutshell, you can see that you can classify the substituent based on whether they are orthopara-director or meta-director. So orthopara-directors can be categorized into 4 different types. What are those? They are strong activating groups and orthopara-director like NH2, NHR, NR2, OH and O minus. Mild activating group wherein you have the same atom bonded to the carbon, like here also nitrogen, here also nitrogen, here oxygen, here oxygen. Only difference is it is bonded to some other group which will withdraw the electron density from the oxygen. So they are mild activating group but still they are orthopara-director. And there are weak activating groups like CH3, C2H5, all alkyl groups and phenyl group. There are in the category of orthopara-director, there is odd man here, which is all halogens, which are weakly deactivating group, but they are orthopara-directing. So these 3 are activating and orthopara-directing, and the 4th one is deactivating and orthopara-directing. And all the meta-directors are mild deactivating groups like Cn, SO3H, COOH, COR, CHO, COR, and the strong deactivating groups like NO2, NR3 positive, CF3 and CCl3. So with these I will stop, and in the next lecture in a series in the next video lecture you will be seeing the nature of effect of substituent in the light of modern electronic theory. We will consider the 4 different examples like CH3, NO2, OH and the Cl groups and their directive influence in detail. Thank you.